Hello everyone, I'm ENVtuber, professional alchemist, and welcome to our tutorial on how to connect VTS P.O.G to Warudo. Thankfully, connecting VTS P.O.G to Warudo is quite easy, given that Warudo uses the same standard as most VTubing programs for 3D VTubers. Main issue is after the connection to send that data properly to your pet, mainly because 3D VTubing has a lot of ifs and whens and whats. Pets can be rigged and made in a lot of different ways, so we're going to go over some of the most common or maybe the most useful possible setups with Warudo, with examples for both character pets and prop pets, which are the two main ways to import a pet into Warudo. Please do check in the description below. We have timestamps for all the different segments on the video about the different methods, and also the download link for all the files you will see featured in this tutorial. So without out of the way, let's do the normal connection that is generic for all the setups, and then go into detail for each type of pet. So in order to connect VTS P.O.G to Warudo, we need to have both programs open. And on VTS P.O.G, we need to go to My Connections, 3D Tracking. In here, the parameter, the bots, the data that we want is here, the BMC port. This is the port that VTS P.O.G is going to use to send the data to 3D programs using the BMC protocol, which is a standard for most 3D programs. And we're going to copy the port here and then go to Warudo and add a BMC receiver. Once we add the BMC receiver here in Warudo, we're going to get a warning. We're going to click OK. This warning just tells us that the BMC receiver we're adding is not linked to like any character or blueprint at the moment, which is fine. We don't care about that. We just want the data and the connection. We're going to then go to port and paste the port that we copied from VTS P.O.G. We're going to rename the BMC receiver to be called VTS P.O.G receiver, just so it's easier to identify later from blueprints. And then on VTS P.O.G, we're going to click on the 3D thingy here. No, you guys can see it. To the 3D thingy here, and we're going to enable the 3D tracking data. So now, if we go to now they're connected. Maybe it doesn't look like it, but they are. So in order to test that, we're going to add a new blueprint. I created a new empty blueprint here, which is called VTS P.O.G connection test. And we're going to go and add a BMC receiver data. Then we're going to create an inspect value node. This will allow us to read the data that the receiver is getting. We're going to connect blend shape list to inspect value, like so. And on receiver here, we're going to select the receiver we just created, which is the VTS P.O.G receiver. With that, everything is connected, and we should be able to see data here if we play a TTS on VTS P.O.G.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
There we go. As you can see, when we play a TTS, we're going to see the values moving here. This is the value that VTS P.O.G is sending. The values can change, and we'll see some data about it later down the line on the rest of the pet connections. But this will give us reassuring that VTS P.O.G is connected and working. If you play a TTS on VTS P.O.G and you have the 3D connection enabled here, and both the port is the correct one on VTS P.O.G and Warudo, and you don't see any of this data moving when you do so, most likely you have maybe you have something wrong in the steps, so make sure to recheck them. If not, you may have an issue with your firewall, either affecting VTS P.O.G or Warudo, blocking the connection and the data. It's not uncommon, it happens sometimes, so make sure that both VTS P.O.G and Warudo have are whitelisted in the Windows firewall. And if you have any third-party firewall or antivirus, please make sure both programs are whitelisted in all type of connections, just to make sure. Most of the time, with this, you will receive the data and you can go to the next steps that we're going to see next. We're going to go in level of complexity from the simplest one to the hardest one or more complex. None of them is better than the other. It all depends on which type of pet and how it's read and how you want it to look and behave with them out. So yeah, check them out. Use whatever feels better and looks better for your taste and your needs. Without further ado, let's go to the first one. We're going to start with the simplest pet connection we can do in Warudo, which is using the mounting parameter. The mounting parameter is blend shape parameter that we send alongside all the normal mouth shape parameters in the BMC data that tells the tree between program of your choice when is a pet speaking. Whenever this parameter is in 1, it means like the pet is speaking. Whenever it's in 0, the pet stops speaking. This is the simplest way to link VTS P.O.G to Warudo, and we're going to check how it works here. So we're going to be with our receiver enabled, as we explained at the start of the video. We're going to go to blueprints and we're going to import the blueprint we prepared in our demo files that you can download in the description below. You have like all the assets that we're going to be using in this tutorial. We're going to create a new blueprint. I'm going to click import blueprint from file. There we go, that one. We're going to go into the file you downloaded on the zip. You're going to go on blueprints. I'm going to add mounting character.json. Well, .json depends if you have enabled. Mounting prop. Mounting character, I mean. This blueprint, you need to enable it. It's disabled by default, just in case. And this blueprint will connect the data that VTS P.O.G is sending to Warudo into the pet having its mouth open. This is the simplest connection you can make from VTS P.O.G to Warudo. Basically, whenever a pet is speaking, it's going to keep their mouth open. Whenever it stops speaking, it's going to close its mouth. So we're going to first, in the get BMC receiver data, we're going to select the VTS P.O.G receiver, and now we're going to add our pet. In this case, I'm going to be adding the Pokun.brm model that we have on both on our itch.io page, and you can find also in the files on the sample files that you can download below. So here we're going to add the Pokun. There we go. This is a Pokun model made by Kana. Shoutouts to Kana. And with this added to the scene, it should be somewhere around here. Let me find Pokun. There it is, Pokun. Hello, Pokun. He's a big boy. There we go. There we go. So with that really small Pokun, I'm going to like scale it down a little so it's not that in the way. Oh god, that's too small. 4. There we go. Looks about right. And with Pokun there, we are now going to go to the blueprint. Oh, we're going to rename it. Important. So Pokun character. I'm going to go to the blueprint and select in the set character blend shape in the blueprint. We're going to select character, Pokun character. Everything else should be correct and already set up. So now we go to VTS P.O.G. We're going to click playtest.
P.O.G online Poggers.
As you can see, the moment the TTS starts, Pokun will open its mouth. The moment the TTS ends, Pokun will close its mouth. Super simple. Works great with cartoony type pets like Pokun. And it gets the point across. And you can see it's the simplest blueprint ever. It's just data, character, connection. That's it. Super simple, super fast. We're going to also do it now for the prop. Prop is exactly the same. Blueprint is even like super similar. So we're going to disable the other one. And we're going to add the prop version. So mounting prop. There we go. We're going to enable it. As you can see now, when I load the blueprint, it looks almost the same. It just has a prop connection blend shape instead of a character one. This depends a lot on if you have your pet as a character or as a prop. It will depend a lot on the shape of your pet. Character pet works better with humanoid type of pets, like a beetle. You can use a beetle as your pet if you want. We're going to see one as an example later down in the video. But most of the time for small blob type characters or cartoony type pets like P.O.G, something simple like this is the best option to use as prop, right? It's better to use it as prop. That's what I meant. Sorry, lost train of thought there. So we're going to add a prop now. We're going to select here the P.O.G prop version that you can download. They are from the example files too. And now we need to find it in Warudo. Where is P.O.G? There it is, P.O.G. Oh, I didn't have it selected. Let's rename it. P.O.G prop. Oh, there we go. And we're going to move it right beside the non-prop one. 0.4, about the same. Let's zoom in. There we go. And now we are just going to play. We are going to go to the blueprint. Sorry, I'm skipping steps. We are going to select the receiver, same as we did with the character. And then we're going to change the prop to select P.O.G prop. There we go. And with that, we also need to select the specific blend shape, text mesh and blend shape. This is something that happens with props. Props are not like a standard humanoid, so this may happen, and you are going to select the A blend shape in the case of P.O.G, or the equivalent mouth open blend shape clip, depending on how your pet is rigged. This parameter may change and probably will be different depending on your pet. So just make sure you have selected here the correct one. If you are not sure, you can always ask your rigger / the person who sold the model if it's a pre-made model. Most of the time it will have some sort of reference somewhere, so give it a check. With that, we have that set up. We're going back to VTS P.O.G. We're going to play an audio. Oh no. Hopefully everything was visible there because P.O.G was a bit on the way, but we're going to click P.O.G Online Poggers.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
There we go. As you can see, the P.O.G prop, which is the one up top, move its mouth as it intended. We can also have ball enabled at the same time because they don't overlap. They are fine. So if you do like enable the two blueprints,
P.O.G Online Poggers.
That's it. Same as with the prop one. Remember to check the blend shape. I have it set up with the A blend shape as default. The A blend shape is the big open blend shape like this. Most models will have it rigged there, but pet models don't have a proper standard, so they may be rigged a different way. So make sure to check the list of blend shapes, and if you are not sure, ask your rigger. With this is the most basic connection you can do. From here, we're going to be like upping the complexity a little bit more each time. So next, we're going to check Mounting Plus. We're going to now set our prop and character pets using the Mounting Plus blueprint. This blueprint uses the mounting parameter, which is a parameter we introduced in 2.0.18, which always stays open while the TTS is playing. So what does it add compared to the just molding as normal? Molding Plus adds a lot more complexity to the blueprint to make it so like the mold is kind of animated in a roundabout way without the need to import the pet to Unity again to add animation or have like any more complexity in you guys' side. The idea is to make this as simple as possible for you guys and have like a simplest like mouth is opening kind of like a gift pet kind of like animation. The pet will start like moving its mouth like a Muppet, like a fish, and when the TTS stops, the pet will stop the mouth movement. Let's go and check the blueprint. So we have left side is the prop pet, right side is the character pet. We're going to first start with the character pet. Going to not add, but import a blueprint, import blueprint from file. We are going to add molding plus character blueprint. I'm going to see this whole big mess of a blueprint. From all of this, you don't need to care about anything except this stuff down here. In here, you want to set the receiver to VTS P.O.G receiver, the one that we set up at the start of the tutorial, and you want to select in the and this you want to select nothing else more than this here. And scrolling all the way here, a bit to the right, you are going to see here a onFits update again, and here you will see a set character blend shape. Here we'll select a particular character that we want the mouth to move, in this case, P.O.G character, which is a character using the P.O.G model that you can download alongside all the example files below. With this, that's it. It's a bit more complex because you can tinker with a few more parameters that we are going to check in a bit, but for the general setup, this is all you need. If you set this up correctly, you will play a TTS now.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
And I said something wrong. Let's see what I said wrong. Oh, I didn't enable the blueprint. There we go. And if you enable the blueprint, super important, always remember to enable the blueprint. They are disabled by default just so they don't mess up with your setup in some way by accident. So always remember to enable the blueprint. And now I press play test.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
And you can see P.O.G is going to start moving its mouth. Right? If we go and do the same for the prop. No. Import, nothing. There we go. Import blueprint from file. And we're going to import the VTS P.O.G Molding Plus prop blueprint. We're going to have the same general blueprint as the other one, but this one is set up for prop pets. So we're going to select the VTS P.O.G receiver, same as with the character. We're going to then select the P.O.G prop. Touch skin mesh is going to select whatever is our pet's main mesh with the blueprint, with the blend shapes. I want to select the corresponding blend shape, which is most cases A. And with that, we make sure the blueprint is enabled. There we go. And now if we play a TTS, we'll see P.O.G mouths move.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
There we go. So, if we enable the two blueprints at the same time, same as the other one, they work in
P.O.G
tandem.
Online Poggers.
It's up to you guys' taste. And both blueprints have a small parameter you can tinker to make the mouth movement move faster or slower. They're like blah 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 animation. You can make it faster or slower. So for example, is this parameter here, mouthing delay max, is the top parameter. You click here on properties on Warudo. By default, it's at 10. You increase it, the mouth is going to move slower.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
And you can see there, 100 is too slow, as an example, but maybe like a 20.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
You can see a difference there. On the left one has the modified parameter. On the right one is the default parameter. And if we go to the other, let's modify the character one now. I'm going to make it faster, which means putting this number like smaller. We're going to put it like a 2. And we go to play test now.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
You see it going like super fast. But yeah, that's it. Super simple as that. It's a bit more complex because of all the extra clutter on the blueprint, and it has this extra parameter, but still quite simple. This is equivalent to what you may do in Unity if you do a character mouth, a pet mouth animation for the movement that we're going to see farther down the line, but without having to import your pet to Unity. So it gives you like that advantage compared to that other method. So again, a bit more complex than the modding one, but still in the level of like low complexity. Next up, we're going to check how to do a more humanoid pet with a BRM standard using all the 5 normal blend shapes. So we're going to now set up a pet in Warudo that has the 5 vowel mouth blend shapes, which are going to make it so the mouth movement is a bit more like quote-unquote realistic. VTS P.O.G doesn't manage proper 5 vowel blend shapes. It does an approximation of sorts. It's not perfect, but it does look better than just an open and closed mouth. They work best for B-roll and BRM-like models. It uses the same standard. So for this, any B-roll-like model should work. So first, we're going to add one of those cell models. I'm going to add a new character. And we're going to select, I have a lot of versions here, but you're going to select the AIUEO, my old BRM model, which, if I remember correctly, is this one? No, that's my current body. This one. There we go. That's my old BRM, also made by Kana. Shout out to Kana. She is great. And we're going to here. Also, shout out to Palta, my current 3D modeler. He's also great. We're going to make use of our dummy body. And we're going to make a pet out of it. We select it a bit more there. There we go. And now we're going to. There we go. Maybe move it a bit more to the side. There we go. So, with the model there loaded, we're going to rename it. Let's call it human pet character. Just so we can identify it, we're going to load a prop version in a bit. And we are going to now set it up. We're going to go to blueprints, and we're going to import the blueprint for the AIUEO type of pet, which is this one. I'm going to import the character version because we have a character loaded, not a prop. So it's going to import this smallish blueprint. It's a bit more complex because it's like linking all the blend shapes here. By default, it's configured to link the standard BRM type of mouth, but you may need to link each of the blend shapes here to the specific blend shape. In VTS P.O.G, this is set up using the standard pet blend shapes, so make sure in 3D you have the VTS P.O.G default pet blend shape here loaded, so make sure of that. And oh god, my big head is in the way. I need to like move it a bit more here. Let me make myself smaller. Well, my old self is smaller, right? Let's put it at 0.6. There we go. Oh no, it's appeared now. This is recorded live, not really. But there we go. That's cute. That's a cute puppet version of myself, I guess. Of my old past. There we go. So, with our character there loaded, let's go back to the blueprint. As you can see here, they have the default blend shapes. This here is the character specific blend shapes. So if you select the character in each one, you will be able to select the proper blend shape clip if you have a different one than the default BRM one. And you will need to do this, the set character blend shape for each of these blend shapes. For each of them. You can see it has a bit more of a setup compared to the previous versions. Make sure each of them is set up in a valid blend shape. If your model differs, you may need to switch to equivalent. Sometimes it's just A or mount A without the facial underscore at the start. So you will have to check depending on your model. Check the list. If not, ask your rigger. With that selected for all the characters, down below you will see that it has the, again, default blend shapes for VTS P.O.G default pets. Make sure you have that loaded and not the B-roll one. If not, you may need to switch these by hand. With that set up and out of the way, we make sure we have the get BMC receiver data selected, VTS P.O.G receiver, and that our blueprint is enabled because it's super important, because if not, it's not going to work. There we go. All is ready, all is set up. Now we go to settings and do a P.O.G Online Poggers.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
As you can see, the pet's mouth is moving. Just in case, I'm going to make it a bit bigger because maybe it's a little too small. God damn it. Why I'm so big? There we go. Just so you can see they are alongside me. Let's do another test.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
And you can see it does an approximation of the mouth blend shapes. It's not perfect, but it should work for most cases. And this works with any B-roll type model. So if you select another type of B-roll, this is one of the default models that you can export from B-roll Studio. And loading this one is going to work the same way.
Poggers.
Because it's just the B-roll standard. Again, if your model has some type of different blend shape standard, you may need to do to change the specific blend shape clips in the top part of the blueprint. So next, we're going to also do a prop with the AIUEO blend shapes. Same thing as I said before. This works mainly for characters that use some the B-roll standard. I have like all the prepared the 5 vowel mouth shapes, so make sure the prop is really that way. Let's select here source. I'm going to use a version of my old model I exported as a prop. It's the same one we're using just now, just as a prop. Let me move it here in Warudo. Give me a quick second. Again, too big. Me, myself, where are you? There we go. Go. That should look good. There we go. Let me rename it to EduPet in my case. EduPet prop. But again, any B-roll standard model should work for this. Let me save it for now so we can see the blueprint without my big head in the way. And let me add this import blueprint. Need to import property from file. You need to import the VTS P.O.G AIUEO prop version for the blueprint. It's going to look similar to the B-roll one, the character one, I mean, but it will say set prop blend shape. Same process as the character one. We need to select the prop, select in this case the mesh, and also select the specific blend shape. Sadly, this needs to be done manually. It takes a bit more time than the character one, and in order we need to connect the A with the A, the E with the E, and so on. Make sure the blend shape clips appropriately connected to the appropriate blend shape. Notice I. Sadly, I can't give you guys this preset because yeah, that's just how props work. Need a pet prop. This is the AIUEO. There we go. And last but not least, the O. Oh. There we go. This should all be fine. As I said before, this is using the default blend shape for pets in 3D tracking. So make sure you have that one loaded. And in here, we're going to select VTS P.O.G receiver, the one we set up at the start of the video. With that out of the way, we just enable the blueprint. Important. I'm going to go to settings and play test.
P.O.G online Poggers.
And enable the pet too. Let's enable the pet and now play test.
P.O.G online Poggers.
There we go. Same as the character. Again, I can't stress this enough. I would advise only to do this if you already have a humanoid type of character rigged or downloaded or something and you want to use it, because for non-humanoid blob-like, pet-like, animal-like pets, having more than one blend shape for the bowl doesn't tend to work quite well in my experience. So this only you want to have your maid husbando all body as a TTS puppet like myself. They are set up. If not, I would advise to just use one of the previous methods. With this out of the way, this is the AIUEO Bowel blend shape 1. So let's check the last method next. So this is the last method. For this, we're going to be using Unity because we need a pet that has the animations for the mouth movement preset. So in here, you can see I set up a P.O.G with an animator and animations set up. If we go here to the animator, we can see that P.O.G has a not speaking, let me make it a bit bigger, a not speaking node in the animator, which is linked to animation that only has the keyframe for P.O.G with the mouse closed. And if we go to the speaking animation, which is also added to this one, it will have the blabbing animation. As simple as that. You can go more complex if you want and you are not sure about the Unity animator. Depends a lot of what you want to do, but this is the bare minimum for this method to work. You need to have this setup here, and you need to set up in the animator some kind of transition for the pet to go back and forth from speaking and not speaking. In this case, I made a bull, and I'm going to assume in this tutorial you are going to be using the pet I exported myself, or you're going to use the same setup, but you may have a different kind of parameter. In that case, you need to change some of the logic later on the blueprint, but by default, I did this. This has a bool that says speaking and not speaking. When it's speaking, P.O.G will have, let me move this a bit more to the side. P.O.G will go to a transition with a 0.01 seconds to go out. Not exit time. Exit time, make sure is disabled, and you want to have it set up so when the bool is on true. That's to start the speak animation, and when the bool is on false, you make the transition out animation back to not speaking. You're going to have a similar setup. You're going to not have an exit time, same, but you're going to have a fixed duration of about 0.1, so you will have a bit more smooth mouth close transition. That's important because it's not going to look too abrupt and going to look a bit weird. Make sure the not speaking mouth animation is has at least one keyframe with the mouth closed, because if not, sometimes the mouth will stay half open and looks a bit weird. Make sure it has that set up. And also make sure the speak animation has looping enabled. With that, you just need to export this prop / character, whatever you want to use. We're going to look at the two options here. And you need to like import them to Warudo. I'm going to do that. This pet here I exported both as a prop and as a character with this same animation setup alongside the sample files. So if you download the sample files, you can see in the folder, they are in the asset folder here. You will see the Warudo prop and Warudo animation animation is the character version of this model. So with that, we're going to go to Warudo. I have these both models added to my prop and character folders already to make it a bit more faster. And we're going to now go and set this up. We're going to add a new prop here. It's going to be called a new character. To add a new character, we're going to name it P.O.G character animated. Quite a mouthful. And we're going to select in source our P.O.G speak animation character. With that, we're going to select P.O.G and make it so it's on screen alongside me. There we go. We're going to make it a bit smaller. 0.5. There we go. Should be fine. And now we are going to go and import the corresponding file. We're going to import the VTS P.O.G unit animation. This one is just one file for both props and characters. So no matter if you have a character or a prop, a pet, it's going to work exactly the same. This also is using a Warudo extension, which at the moment I have disabled. There we go. Which is the animation parameter setter nodes. This will allow your blueprints to interact with the parameters inside the animator in order to manipulate animations on runtime in Warudo from your blueprints, right? So make sure to have subscribed and download the animator parameter setter nodes by Felin. If you don't have it and you import the blueprint, delete the blueprint and report it after you imported this, just so it works properly and doesn't give you any errors. Small disclaimer. And with that, we're going to come here to the blueprint, select the VTS P.O.G receiver, mount in plane shape, that's fine. We need to check anything on this one, and we just need to now select our specific asset. In this case, P.O.G character animated. Make sure the blueprint is enabled. There we go. And now we go and play a VTS.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
There we go. Now we will do the same for the character version. Again, this one also is on the folder. So you downloaded all the files. You should already have this one. Make sure you add it to your prop folder. So P.O.G, where are you, P.O.G? P.O.G. No, oh, I'm selecting the thing. There, source. Sorry. P.O.G speak animation prop. There we go. A mouthful, I know. Now, we are going to now move it on screen. There we go. 0.5. There we go. And now we are going to go to blueprints, and we're going to select, in this case, our prop version instead of the thingy. We forgot to name it. Name it to P.O.G animated prop. And on the screen is going to be the top one. So we go here, select the prop now, And if we go to BTS P.O.G, we press playtest.
P.O.G Online Poggers.
Top 1 will move. That's it. What's the benefit of Unity animation? As I said before, Unity animations allow you to like tinker the animation and make something more complex. You can have some variation on the speed of the mouse by adding more keyframes. You can also have your pet do something else, maybe move their head around. If they have hands, they can move their hands. It's up to you what you want to do with it. If you are a wizard with Unity Animator, which I know some of you guys out there, 3D riggers and VTubers, are more than me even, you can maybe make something more complex by taking advantage of more parameters or like more complex logic. But for the important part, which is just the mouse moving, this is enough. I recommend tinkering more with the set animator parameters plugin that Feeling made for Warudo if you're interested in Unity animations. But if not, your pet is talking, hopefully, and this should all be ready to go. With that, outro. So with all this, I hope you have now your pet in Warudo speaking, talking, reacting to your stream, and having fun. Remember, what's the benefit of like having a 3D pet integrated in Warudo? It's not like a PNG pet, is that you can make it interact with your model, can be part of your 3D environment, your setup, be attached to you even. So there's quite a lot of advantage to having like a proper 3D pet integrated to your Warudo setup. You have any further questions, or you have like a edge case where you need a different kind of setup, or your pet is not compatible, or you want some other type of tutorial related to this, make sure to leave a comment or tell me in the Discord server, DMs, wherever you can find me. I'm always open to like making more of this stuff for you guys to experiment with BTS P.O.G and make more amazing, interesting stuff. You make anything cool with this, please always tag me or tag the BTS P.O.G account on Twitter. I love seeing what you guys make and do with BTS P.O.G and all this kind of nonsense we can do in the VTubing and streaming space. So looking forward to what you guys do. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry for speaking super fast. I'm trying my best, I swear. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye bye. Ending.